G'day, welcome to part 2 of this information video on handy tips for the CE04. I wanted to talk to you now about the top boxes, the little storage boxes that go on the back. BMW offer one brand. It's a square box. It looks ugly as hell. I didn't like it. I had previously with other bikes bought a top box from the brand that seems to be the market leader, certainly here in New Zealand. It's an Italian brand called Givi. I had a 55 litre Givi top box. They make a couple of ranges. One's called Mono Key and one's called Mono Lock. One's a better quality range. I forget which is which. But I had the good quality range and a bigger one. I wanted to put it on the bike. At 55 litres, it could take 2 helmets. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit on the CE04, and as big as you can get with the mounting plate and bits and pieces for your bike is going to be 47 litres. So the current model from Givi that I bought is called a Blade 47 litre. I'm going to show you that. Unfortunately, it's not the same quality as the best range. They don't make this 47 litre one apparently in what I wanted. But anyway, let me show you a couple of things with it. So that's it there installed. Here's something to do. This one only unlocks with a key. You don't want to end up accidentally, having your key in your pocket, putting this in and locking it. So it comes with a couple of keys. I'd recommend you get one of these keys and you cable tie it somewhere hidden in your bike, so you've got a spare key if you ever lock it in. And the other thing, you notice what I've done here? These are the batteries. I think they're CR2025s for the keyless ignition. Because the last thing you want to do is be out somewhere in a year's time or two and find this goes flat and then your bike doesn't work. At least with a spare key and that, you can get in, change the key over if you get stuck. So that's a handy hint. If you buy this 47 litre Givi brand from Italy, the Blade as it's called, it doesn't come with a liner, and the plastic it's quite tinny. Might scratch your helmet if you've got a good quality helmet. With my top of the range, the other Givi top box that I had, the bigger one, it came with a nice quality. I bought a nice quality liner. This one was off AliExpress. It was about $40 New Zealand, 25 bucks US, and it's a bit flimsy. It kind of works. It doesn't look ideal, and it came with a few Velcro stickers to line it. They didn't work very well. I had to get a hot melt glue gun, but that's on AliExpress. I'll post a link for that if you want one of those. What I did buy with it originally was the brake light kit for safety, really, because when you look down and see how low these are to the ground, nightmare. No one's going to see you. And on the day when I was coming back from the BMW dealer, it had been raining, and I pulled up to some traffic lights, brand new bike, and a car locked up. It went sliding into the car beside me, did a lot of damage. It pushed the trunk, or the boot as we call it down this part of the world, right up to the passenger seat. I was just fortunate the car slid sideways. If it had hit me, boy, that could have been broken back, broken neck, or worse. And so now I'm super wary of the fact that I wanted that brake light kit installed. I'd ordered it. BMW called me, the dealer, and said it's here. I went to pick it up from the salesman. Then his boss came out and said, look, unfortunately we can't sell you this. And I said, oh, why? And he said, because it would void the warranty. We've got to cut into the brake lines and bits and pieces. And I thought, oh, that sounds a bit weird. And I thought, oh, I'll take it anyway, and I'll just take it to a local auto electrician and get them to install it. And then a guy called Chris at BMW Motorrad Continental, I think it's called, in Auckland, New Zealand, a South African guy in the parts thing, very lovely guy, very smart, really informative. He said to me, look, the issue is that the wiring looms inside this, it all hook up to the computer. There's the 176 volt main electrical lines that are related to the EV batteries. There's also 12 volt, everything's intertwined. The LED brake lights, they require so little power that the brake lines are very thin. They're in amongst the big wiring loom. We cut into this or break it, you're going to get warning lights coming up on your error displays and bits and pieces. And he said, that's why we don't want to touch it. So then I thought, well, if BMW don't want to touch it, and they're dealing with BMW bikes, what chance is my local auto electrician that's probably never worked on an electric motorbike, never worked on one of these, is going to be a screw up? So now I was left stuck between a rock and a hard place, having been given a fright with an accident, but really knowing that I needed to be more visible. I then found a solution, which was at the suggestion of Chris from the BMW dealer. I went online, and there's a company in the US that make a product. The company's called Break Free Technologies. They make a safety light. It looks about the size of a ski mask goggles, and it's sort of that shape. There's a universal 3M sticky mount that goes on the back of your helmet, and then this thing just clips onto it. And it's got accelerometers in it, comes with the charges via USB-C for the latest generation one. So if you're ordering one, make sure you see the one that says USB-C, it's generation 2. It's about 100 LED lights, it's got different modes in it, but essentially with the accelerometers, as soon as you brake and your head moves forward, or it senses any type of movement, it's going to start flashing brake lights up at eye level for the cars behind you. I looked at a bunch of reviews on YouTube. There's several of them, you can find them yourself. Everybody that reviewed them said, hey, this is a really good quality product. On some of the forums and that I read, there's some cheap versions on AliExpress, copy versions out of China. I think there's another brand in the US. What I did read from a couple of people that bought the cheaper brands is, I wish I just bought the quality break-free one. I've ordered one, it's $159 US, still on its way down to New Zealand from the States, so I can't show you it yet. But after my little experience, I think with those brake lights, tail lights being so low, no one's going to see you. And it's even more important with an EV. If you've not driven an EV before, one of the things that's very, very handy, really cool, is that as soon as you take your hand off the throttle, the engine braking is so good, you're almost never going to need to touch the brakes. Your bike is going to come with 3 or 4 different types of riding modes. You just hit a button. It's sort of eco, dynamic, road, and rain. I think dynamic's not installed on all models around the world. But anyway, that just changes, not the acceleration, but how much regenerative braking you've got. And an eco mode, it gives you the most regenerative braking. You probably don't want to be using that in the rain, so you switch it to the rain mode. But because this bike is going to stop in such a hurry, your brake lights aren't going to come on, because most of the time you're not going to need them. So therefore, how the cars behind you are going to see you stopping, particularly in a bike, because it'll stop much quicker anyway than a car. So you want that added protection. So I would thoroughly recommend that you get this device, just so you're a bit safer. So I think that's all from me with all the information I can share with you about these bikes. They're really so much fun. I think that's the key word when I was looking at some of the reviews online. Just about everybody that took one of these bikes out, or was bought one, or was test driving it to show you all, they all use the same word. It really is just a very cool bike. I know it's only a scooter and it's not a cool racing Tom Cruise type motorbike thing, but man, these things accelerate crazy fast. When I was getting my tail light replaced, BMW gave me a loaner bike, I don't know, a 500cc something, new bike of some type, or very modern, but it felt like I was going back in the dark ages, having to put up with the noise and pulling the clutch in and hitting the brake pedal and all that sort of thing. This is just so much easier to ride, and also it's got a completely different feeling than any other vehicle I've ever ridden before. The suspension and just how it's tuned, and I think also with the weight of the batteries. They're a heavy bike, they're 260 kilos, so what's that, about 570, 580 pounds in US language. With those batteries being so low to the ground, they make the bike feel completely different. Doesn't feel like any other motorbike you've ever ridden. It's almost like one of those Segways on a gyroscope. It feels so incredibly stable, and with it being so quiet and so smooth, if you've got good quality roads, it almost feels like you're on a hoverboard. So it's a unique riding experience. It's just so much fun. And if you're someone that just loves motorbikes, you'd think, oh, I've got a cool petrol Harley or whatever, I'd never drive a little scooter. Just go and take one for a drive on a Sunday, just for something to do. Go up to your BMW dealer and try one, because it will be surprising how much of a smile it'll put on your face. This is my first EV type vehicle of any type. I'm now convinced, having been on this, that you can see the future now, just with the lack of parts in an EV compared to a car, the no need for servicing, all the cool things that you're reading now. The technology is only going to get better. So just one more thing that was concerning me was I thought, well, I don't know whether this range is going to be good enough for me. 130 kilometres or about 80 miles in US and British language that they say that these bikes will get. Not that far. However, when I started to really think about it, I thought, you know, this is an urban run-around machine, getting your groceries, get back to work and back in a day or so. It's not designed for the open road. So when I started to think about it, I thought, even with my other bikes, how often would I actually go 130 Ks? Almost never. But then I thought, oh, it'll be just my luck. BMW had a super deal, like 25% off in New Zealand off the retail price, and I thought, oh, this must be a run out. They're about to change the model, and I was concerned that it'd be just my luck. I'll buy this one, and then in 2 months' time, a new model's going to come out, and it's going to have double the battery range or something. I called the technical person at BMW Motorrad just to ask them, because I knew historically there's a motorbike show each year in Italy in May, and BMW often release new motorbikes. And I called the guy at BMW Motorrad New Zealand and said, is there any word on the street that there's a new one of these coming out? Because I don't want to buy one and find that now I could have bought one 3 or 4 months later and the range has doubled. And he said, no. He said BMW's commitment is that the charging architecture inside this model will stay current for 10 years. Sure, they might bring out a bigger, different EV motorbike, different ranges and things in that time, but while the CE04 remains current, the charging architecture won't change. So the battery is from a BMW i3 car, and you can expect for the next, I think, 2 years of this 10-year life cycle. These things came out about 2023, it's now 2025, so it sounds like till around 2032-ish that whatever cosmetic changes happen to a CE04, the battery is still going to be the same. It's still going to be there with this Type 2 charging plug with about 130 kilometres or 80 miles an hour range. So nothing's going to change too much. So don't just hang in there waiting for next year's model or thinking it's going to change. You can just safely go ahead and buy this model. So that's it for me. Enjoy the bike. Go and take one for a test drive. If you're a bike enthusiast, even if you're not interested in an electric bike, it's just so much fun. So happy riding, and thanks for watching the video. And please, I'm not a YouTuber trying to make any money or wanting 1 million views, but if you give it a like, I think it'll just mean this video, I made it because there was plenty of reviews, but not much of these little tips and tricks, these two, that I could find from anybody. So if you give it a like, it'll just sort of pop up with the algorithm, and it'll mean anybody else like you that's searching for some information, it'll just help them find the information quick. So yeah, safe riding.